from the attack to lay out their demands. They're calling the attacks the Blacklist.
The Blacklist.
The Blacklist.
Hello there, Sir from 17 once again. This is my Splinter Cell Blacklist Perfectionist difficulty video walkthrough. This is mission 9, the Airstrip, and this is the shortest mission on the game and probably the one that's going to piss the most vintage Splinter Cell players off, because this is a mandatory combat level. There is no way to avoid this, it has to be done. And how it works is, there are a handful of spawns of dudes that are all going to be shooting at your crew on the plane. And you're going to be utilising their distraction to take them all out. And what happens is, when you knock out a bunch of dudes, a car pulls up and drops off a few more. And I think there's about 3 or 4 cars full. So the problem here is, you will not have enough items to knock people out. And that's what makes it difficult. Another thing that makes it difficult is there are set spawns for the trucks, and if you forget which spawns they are, which can happen quite easily, they can spawn on you. And if they spot you, it's just insane. And a cool thing about this mission is I do get spotted at the end. Everything's going well, and then one guy bum rushes me, and I immediately almost get murdered, but I'm able to get away from him. And it's a good indication that even if it does cock up, you can still pull it back. And as much as a clean run would have looked great on a guide, it's always nice to have those moments of vulnerability because... Oh, wow, you see that? Very tense moment just then. 2 dudes just randomly spawned directly behind me and somehow didn't see me. Thank God for the shadows just then. But as I was saying, when you watch somebody play a game too good, or when you watch something going perfectly all the time, it can really disenfranchise the person who's watching, especially if they're having trouble with the game. And it's an unfortunate side effect of making these kind of videos, because a lot of people just need to see someone else do it to give them the confidence to do it themselves. That's why I started making guides, because I understood that from quite a young age, that the moment you see somebody do something you think is impossible, you know it's not possible. And if you have any kind of ego or ambition, you'll want to do it too. And that's always what this has been about. And it always makes me laugh when I get these comments from people saying that I think I'm good, or I think I'm this, or I think I'm that. And it's never been about that for me. It really hasn't. Like, I'm confident in my ability with games, and I know that I can play any game if you give me enough time to pick it up, because at the end of the day, it's a formula, you know? There are mechanics to learn, there are techniques, there are AI patterns to manipulate and exploit. That is what games are. And people get a lot of shit on guides for really silly reasons, and a lot of it stems from jealousy, a lot of it stems from some people just aren't very nice and they really like spreading shit on the internet. And a lot of the times you've just got to ignore it. But as you can see, they've just set up some flares there, which makes visibility a little bit better for the enemy, a little less good for you, but it doesn't really make too much of a difference. It's just at this moment in time, depending on your equipment, will depend on how good you're going to be able to do here. And one thing that really bugged me was, before this mission I bought sticky trip mines, electric trip mines, sorry, and they weren't in my inventory for this mission. And I believe I bought the tricopter, and I don't think he was in my inventory either. So these 2 abilities to take people down silently with ease weren't at my disposal, and made this section, you know, much more dangerous than it needed to be. Because there's a ton of guys here. This is 9 minutes of me stalking enemies and nothing else. This is not evasion. This is not, you know, progression or traversing a level. This is literally me stalking my opponents and trying to do it as timidly and intelligently as I can, because one mistake and there's no checkpoint, guys. You have to do this entire experience again. But as I can see on the radar, there's a guy just up here, so I'm going to take him out. There's one more guy just in front of him, but I believe another spawn's going to come. Yeah, here comes some more trucks. They're coming on the far hand side. So I come over, grab this guy, knock him out, and just be careful, because oh, that was a checkpoint just then. So there is a checkpoint. Interesting. So all of that, what you've just seen, you'll have to do again if you mess it up before this moment. But at this moment, you're fine. Watch this. This is it, I think. Because what happens with the AI, because the AI moves randomly, they'll sprint to the next piece of cover, and when they don't know you're near it, they'll literally run into you. And as soon as they trigger and they know where you are, everybody knows where you are, and it turns into that really tense moment of a bunch of computers with perfect aim are now shooting at you. And it's very dangerous. So he runs towards this piece of cover, doesn't know I'm here, so he ends up getting a smack in the windpipe. I was about to use tear gas to stun them, but instead I can take them both out. There's two guys in front of me, another checkpoint just then, and I believe another truck's about to pull up. Or maybe that's the last truck. I don't know. I think there's one more. So take him out. Somebody sees me just then. And I run for everything I'm worth to get the hell away from that guy. So you do not take a lot of damage, especially when you're wearing the base armor that's upgraded towards stealth, because you don't have any armor whatsoever. The regen takes a while to come, but when it does, you should be good to go back and take them out, because they'll already be preoccupied again with the people on the plane. So there goes that guy, and I think there's just the one left. But I've been wrong before. Oh, there's one guy over here, so let's have a see. He's obviously distracted. He's obviously easy bait for a quick smack. Yeah, that's it. That's the end of the level.
Let's get everyone on board and get out of here.
So just run back to the ship, trigger all the events. And I believe...
We'll have to clear the runway.
Oh, that's it. There is a rail-mounted section coming up. Completely forgot about it. I was wondering why there was still a couple minutes left on the video. So this is nothing new here, dudes. I don't know why I said that. Very strange way to address my audience. I normally say folks. It just came out of me. Like an emission of mirth. So this is the exact same as you did before. The only difference is you're now protecting a plane rather than a jeep. Nothing I can really say about this guy, so I'm going to sign off a little bit early so I can get this guide up and out as fast as possible. This is another Ghost performance, I believe, so you will get Ghost Mastery if you follow the video. That's another one to your collection. I hope they're helping, you know, or you're just enjoying the commentary or whatever reason you're watching them for, but I'm just glad that you're watching them. So, as always, you take care now.
Multiple vehicles approaching our position. Out of service. I'm seeing rooster tails. More trucks incoming. We need to get off the ground now. Roger that.
Our accounts have been updated.